like at 11 o'clock.
Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy Devin Bailey here. Today I'm going to teach you guys about the 1820s to the 1840s. Hope you guys enjoy.
I declare this land is our own. America!
The Oregon Trail was a large wagon route and immigrant trail that connected the Missouri River to valleys in Oregon. It was laid down by fur traders and other traders from 1811 to about 1840. This trail was only accessible by foot or horseback. In the later years, many people started to use wagons as a way to get there faster.
These pictures depict the colonists moving towards the new land by the Oregon Trail and how harsh the conditions were on this trail.
Thank you for electing me, or re-electing me, your president, James Monroe.
James Monroe was re-elected as president in 1820. He had no opposition, therefore he won by a landslide.
All the slaves in Missouri are now free.
The Missouri Compromise was a legislation passed on May 8th of 1820. During this time, the compromise brought up furious debates. James Tallmadge requested Missouri statehood to free all slaves offspring that were ages 25 and older.
This picture shows a map of the states that were included in the compromise and the effect it had on the slaves in those particular states.
Be scared, children! Jesus is coming! He's coming again! The Second Great Awakening. He's coming again!
The Second Great Awakening was a Protestant religious revival movement. It began around 1790 but gained momentum and members in 1800 and around 1820s or after that time. Preachers were kind of the leaders of the movement. It established many reform movements designed to tell or inform people about the second coming of Jesus Christ.
This is a picture of a preacher preaching to the crowd during the Second Great Awakening.
You cannot take over Latin American countries anymore.
Go.
The Monroe Doctrine was a policy that opposed European colonialism in America. It was used to free the nearly independent countries of Latin America. The Monroe Doctrine protected newly independent Latin American countries from European powers. It prohibited European powers from gaining control of colonies in North and South America.
This picture is of the Monroe Doctrine in its original form when it was first written.
Attention, America. John Quincy Adams is your new president.
The election of 1824 was won by John Quincy Adams. This was the first election ever decided by the House of Representatives, and the election where the candidate with the most electoral votes did not win.
Yo, this railroad's gonna be nice, bro.
On February 28th of 1827, the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, or the B&O Railroad, became the first U.S. railway chartered for commercial transport, transporting civilians and cargo. There were skeptics who doubted that a steam engine could work along a steep. It was 13 miles long, but it still did the job.
The first picture is of the actual B&O Railroad. The second is of where it stretched along the country.
Go. Thank you for electing me. Andrew Jackson, of course. Take that, John Quincy Adams. Yeah, I win. Thank you. The election of 1828 was between Andrew Jackson and John Quincy Adams. Andrew Jackson won the election, and John Quincy Adams hoped to regain control in later years to come.
Hey, you, Andy, it's big God.
The Indian Removal Act was passed by Congress on May 28, 1830, during the presidency of Andrew Jackson, who signed it 2 days later. The law authorized the president to negotiate with southern Indian tribes for their removal in the country. The law provided cruel and unfair as Indians lost ancestral territory at a fast rate, pushing them into territory completely unseen to them.
The first picture shown is the actual bill that was passed by Congress. The second shows the Indians moving away.
Come, slaves! We're free!
Nat Turner was an enslaved African American who led a rebellion of slaves and freed blacks in Southampton County, Virginia on August 21st, 1831. The rebels went from plantation to plantation gathering guns and horses for this rebellion. Along the way, they recruited other blacks who wanted to join the revolt. The rebellion resulted in deaths of 55 to 65 white people.
These pictures show the rebels freeing some slaves and convincing the whites to join the rebellion.
If you step over that river, this means war.
This means war!
Black Hawk War was a brief conflict between the United States and a Native American group led by a Black Hawk, Sauk leader. The war started when they crossed the Mississippi River into the state of Illinois and Iowa Indian Territory in April of 1832.
The first picture shows the colonists and Native Americans fighting each other. The second shows the map of the war.
Hey, you can't be here. Get out. It's the Mexican part of Texas. No. Come on, guys. Let's get out of here.
The Texas Revolution was a revolution led by American colonists into Mexican areas of Texas. This lasted from about 1835 to 1836. The revolution and its events eventually led into the Mexican-American War.
This picture shows the map of the revolution, or where it mostly took place.
We've come to take back our land! Leave now!
No, this is our land now.
Oh yeah?
The Battle of the Alamo in 1836 was a pivotal turning point in the Texas Revolution. This was a battle to take over a part of Texas by the Mexicans. Because the Mexican army had such strong numbers, they flushed out the Texan army and government at the time, which this allowed them to take over the Alamo and win the battle.
This picture shows a sign that is trying to convince people to save and fight for the Alamo.
We don't like you.
This means war!
The Second Seminole War, the Florida War, was a conflict between the United States and various Indian groups, or Native American groups known as the Seminoles. It is regarded as one of the longest and most costly of Indian conflicts in the United States. It lasted from 1835 to about 1842.
This picture shows the two sides, the Sauks and the colonists, having a treaty after the end of the war.
So, did you catch the game last night? Yeah, Bob. Yeah, but...
You guys need to go. This land has been conquered by the government. You guys need to go find another piece of land now. Come on, let's
So
go.
sad, I'm crying. So sad.
I don't want to hear it. Come on.
I'm so sad.
The Trail of Tears was not just about crime. It was part of Andrew Jackson's Indian removal policy. It lasted from 1838 to 1839. It forced the Cherokee Indians to move from east of the Mississippi River to a part of Oklahoma. It was called the Trail of Tears because of the effect it had on the Indians.
This picture shows the conditions of the trail, and as you can tell, one of the people is crying because of these conditions, and another person is dead in the background. And finally, this picture shows the trail taken by the Indians during the Trail of Tears.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching our video. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Links will be here, and down there.
Leave
If
a
you
comment
love-
below if you liked it. Leave a thumbs up if you did as well.
Thank you. I love all of you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys next time on another APUS history video.